There is one serious point, though, which I want to make about what happened yesterday, which I think has been slightly lost in the whole maelstrom. And that is that we have now discovered from this clash that Liz Truss had with Suella Braverman, it has now been confirmed that the Prime Minister, if she still is the Prime Minister, actually wants to increase immigration.
Yeah.
Now, that is an extraordinary thing under the circumstances. And I mention that because whenever the next election comes, I think that will be a critical issue for the Conservatives, for Labour. Is there going to be anyone who says, actually, that is not the policy we want?
Well, it won't be the Labour Party, because Keir Starmer, in his speech to his own conference back in September, didn't even mention immigration, I don't think, in the speech at all. But let's come back to that. Let's have a look at another little clip here today. And this is Krishnan Guru-Murthy. There was an awful lot of sort of febrile atmospheres yesterday in Downing Street, in Westminster, in the Commons, in the lobby, in every single part of our political structure. But here's the Channel 4 presenter talking to Steve Baker, government minister, after an interview.
Thanks a lot, Steve. It wasn't a stupid question, Steve. You know it. I'm very happy to go up against you on trust any day. What a
I mean, extraordinary. From a man who is familiar enough with microphones and live streams to know that that was going out live to the public, and called him a word that we can't say on this radio show or on this TV show, and that you probably wouldn't say in almost any other circumstance. He's made a profuse apology, but it does show you just how ridiculous the relationship has become, I think, between the media and the politicians.
Well, this wasn't any media, was it? This was Channel 4. And I think that is, I'm afraid, another insight into Channel 4's true political colours there. It's not the first time that one of their very big names has made an appalling error such as this. Do you remember John Snow?
Yes.
I can't remember exactly what he said. But
It was at Glastonbury, wasn't it? I think he said F the Tories or something.
Exactly that. And that is basically the kind of political leanings of Channel 4. I mean, I'm not prurient. I grew up working in tabloid newsrooms where the language was extremely fruity, let me tell you.
Yeah.
But that word that he used, and I think he was in the House of Parliament at the time, am I correct? I think that's pretty appalling. It is. He should be embarrassed. The truth is, I doubt he's that ashamed at all.
He's probably getting patted on the back for it.
In fairness to the guy, there will be a lot of people up and down the country today who thinks that word applies to quite a lot of politicians on all sides of the fence.
Final sort of question, I suppose, Isabel, is that we're pretty sure that Liz Truss will not survive for very much longer. The question really, though, is will the Tory party survive, and will the Tory party split? A lot of people saying it needs to split and have the right-wingers go one way and the sort of centrists go the other way and become two parties. But, of course, that would mean disaster at the ballot box, wouldn't it?
So I think the Tory party will survive. I mean, I just was starting out my career as a political journalist in the early 2000s when, they were going through some of their darkest times. And the party was able to rebuild. It didn't take too many years under David Cameron for that to happen. And, it is probably the most successful political party in British history. So I'm sure it will survive. I think it'll be absolutely routed at the next election. And I think, unfortunately, unbelievably, Brexit is still at the heart of this. And the factions that you see, and we're going to see really underlined and highlighted in coming days and weeks, are still between those who want to keep the UK out of the EU, and those who want to, by stealth, bring it back in again.
Extraordinary times. Isabel, thank you very much indeed.